Welcome to day 22 of the BeReel365 series. Today's question: are you carrying any emotional baggage? Very interesting question. I think this is something that we could dive into pretty deeply. What is emotional baggage, first off? One of the most interesting ways I've heard it being described is like an actual backpack that we carry on our backs that is filled with all of the emotions from the past and the present, and just weighing us down, and the straps tearing into our skin because it's so heavy. What is the emotional baggage that we put into it? Emotional baggage can come from a variety of places. It can come from past experiences, it could come from bad relationships, it could come from people that you hang around, negative people, it can come from the loss of a loved one, it can come from anxiety, it can come from depression, it can come from a lot of different places. When you think of what you are putting into your emotional backpack that you carry on a daily basis, you can think of the emotions involved with friends of yours, work acquaintances, friends of friends, the things you see and deal with on social media, immediate family, job situations, your own health, and then things you just live with within your own mind. And you put all of these things one by one into the backpack, which loads it heavier and heavier and heavier. And we carry this with us through our lives, but we don't need to. We don't need to carry the backpack. We don't need to carry the physical weight, the mental weight on our backs. That mental weight can actually translate into the physical part of our bodies because it causes us to have headaches and be physically ill and a lot of tension in the shoulders and the neck area. So it very much, the mind very much manifests the physical reality that we live in through the emotional baggage that we carry. For me, one of the things that I realized that I was carrying along with me was when my dad passed away when I was 7. And it's something that even still to this day, I'm not quite sure I have fully dealt with. Something that not a lot of people know is that for the 2 years after my dad passed away, so from the time I was 7 until 9 years old, I actually have no memory of whatsoever. I remember nothing from those years. I remember the day, the morning that I got up and ran into the living room with a bunch of people sitting in my living room that I had no idea who they were, and my mom coming to get me and taking me back to my room and sitting me down and telling me that my dad had passed away the night before. I remember flinging myself onto the chair that was in my room, and I remember nothing after that. Actually, I remember the funeral. Uh, Actually, I don't even remember the funeral. I remember the viewing the night before the funeral, and I remember being with my dad there, and I remember people walking around there, but I don't remember the funeral, and I don't remember anything after that until about the time that I was 9 years old. So that's obviously some emotional baggage that I've carried with myself for years and years now. Beyond that, just the emotional baggage of relationships that I have been in, and the heartache that has been involved with a lot of those over the years, just being cheated on and lied to, and then not only from them to me, but the mistreating of girls when I was in college, and I was just a hole, and because I thought I was being cool, and so the emotional baggage of knowing that I was causing unhappiness to the people that I was in a relationship with. And so that's the emotional baggage that I've dealt with now. That is something that I have resolved. The emotional baggage of losing my mom a couple of years ago, I think that that is something that is not fully mentally resolved yet for me, to be completely honest, because I was building my first media company when that happened. And right when it happened, I just dove into my business and I dove into my personal projects, and I just chose to block it out and not deal with it and move on. And so I think that if I'm being honest with myself, that's something that I really need to address for my mental clarity moving forward. How do we relieve ourselves of the mental and emotional weight that we carry? The first thing is to take an audit of your life from the outside in. So look at, first off, the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Are these people that are a negative influence on your life? Are they all the time saying negative things? They never have anything positive to say. Something bad is always happening to them. They have no drive. They have no ambition. They have no goals. These are the people that, if you are surrounding yourself with these kind of people on a daily or weekly basis, that would be the first thing. You need to remove these people from your life. The next thing is, from the outside in, is look at the environment that you're in. Are you in a job that causes you anxiety and stress and heartache? Are you in a relationship that causes you these things? And if you are, then have the ability and the courage to remove yourself from that situation. Is that something that's easy to do? No. But is it something that will benefit your life from that point forward? Absolutely. So once you do this audit of your life from the outside in, now we need to move to the inside. And to gain mental clarity, one of the things that you can do is write down all of the things in your life that you want to change on a piece of paper. Be honest with yourself too. So all of the things that you want to change, write those things down. So now you have a visual aid in front of you of the things that cause you stress and anxiety and lead to this emotional baggage that you carry with yourself. Once you have those things written out, now you can take the steps to take action towards remedying those things on that list. So once that is all taken place, now what? Now that you've one by one emptied the emotional bag and lightened the weight, how do you keep from not adding those things back in again? Well, the first thing is you need to be self-aware that those particular things were causing you stress and anxiety in the first place and turning into an emotional baggage for you. And be aware enough to know that you need to distance yourself as much as possible from those kind of things. The second thing is you can journal and write down your thoughts every single day. That's something that I do every now and then. You can meditate. Working out helps. And if all of those things you still have an issue, then maybe you need to talk to a therapist and get some help, get some professional help. Don't think just that because you have to reach out to a professional and talk to a therapist that you've somehow failed and that people are going to judge you. You do you. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. So I hope that you are able to do all of these things for yourself and to empty your emotional backpack the same that I plan on doing the same thing for me. It's not an easy process, but it is a process that needs to be done in order to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. And with that, have a great day.